What's up guys, Winter Kills here, and welcome back to a brand new test hand video for Atlantean Mermails. I've done quite a lot of testing over the past couple weeks, I should say at least since the last profile that went up, and you would know that if you've been following me on Twitch, where you can see me test mainly this and a bunch of other decks live. So if you want to follow me on Twitch, you can do so by heading down in the description and following me on Twitch. It'd be greatly appreciated. Yeah, I've made tons of changes, and you'll see that when we get into the video. It's completely different. If you were to compare the two builds side by side, vastly different decks. But extra deck and same philosophy still applies. Still going second. Very little link reliance. Still only playing 2 links here in the extra deck. Your basic Link Karibo and your Mistar Boy. But we'll go ahead and get started with doing some going first hands and some going second hands. I realized the last time I did this video, I did only going second hands, which is because partially I didn't really enjoy the first turn plays this deck could make. I guess at the time I did, but as time had gone on, I sort of grew less and less satisfied with them, and hence added in some additional, you know, sort of pieces for going first, if you will. So we'll go ahead and just get started here with a going first hand. Then we'll probably do a going second and a going first, and we'll probably alternate them as we go on. So also real quick shout out to our sponsor at Imperium Duelist for providing this beautiful playmat here, the tour guide playmat on this beautiful King's Road material. Got this like two-tone fabric to it if you move it this way or this way. Very nice, very soft to the touch, as well as some of these awesome sleeves. These are the charm sleeves, I believe. Yes, there's Ash Blossom in here, one of the secrets exposed, and the Sandstorm sleeves on the extra deck. You can pick stuff up from them down in the description below using that code to save 10%. Well, let's go ahead and get in to the first test hand. And the main reason why am I playing Ash again, because I had 3 slots left. My friend wouldn't let me play anything else, and it's being printed in common soon, so really no excuse at this point, I guess. So first card we're drawing is the Dragoons, then a Prince, then a Sekka's Light. Hey, look, oh, another Sekka's Light. That's great. And a Gamma Seal. So you already can tell some major changes have been made. And some of you might be really happy to hear this. I plan to completely bling out this deck again. I'm going to be getting some Alti Dragoons for my birthday. I know, what a birthday present. Kind of peculiar, but something I need in my life again. But yeah, we opened pretty decent here. Neptibus, Dragoons, double Sekka's Light, Gamma Seal. This would be a really strong going second hand either way, but we'll still play it out as a going first. So we'll start by normal summoning the Prince, sending Dragoons, and adding a copy of Dragoons as per usual, and a copy of Megalo. Now we could start by playing the Sekka's Light, but I want to dig a little bit deeper into the deck before we go ahead and play that, mainly because the Sekka's Light card might as well say in its name, please ash me. That's might as well what this card's name should be. When you play this card, your opponent should respond with Ash Blossom, and then yeah, that's basically no fun for you at this point. So we'll summon Megalo now, and we'll discard double Dragoons. So we've exhausted all 3 Dragoons here. Turn 1, fantastic job. Now there's a couple things we could do. We could add the Rainbow Treasure Dragon, get him on field to make a synchro with, although that would not be the most optimal thing to do currently. Or we could add a standard Moulin Glacia, or anything like that. So we're definitely going to add Moulin Glacia here, and I'll add another copy of let's see, Neptibus. I'll add another copy of Neptibus here, because we still have 3 more draws, and if we draw into Megalo with any other card, maybe we could end on a rank 4 as well. Maybe something like Dweller. I've been debating on playing some other rank 4s alongside Dweller, maybe other than Dweller. Hope Woven is one of those cards. Maybe Bahamut Shark again. But now we will play Sekka's Light now that we have dug deeper into some cards. Swap Frog and another copy of Gamma Seal. I'm not going to waste any time here. We're just going to put back this Gamma Seal here with Sekka's Light. Sekka's Light's other effect, I should say. And we'll draw into one more card. Hopefully it's not Mermail. If it is, oh well, it's Teus. That's pretty nice. Now, I think here, I'm going to special summon Teus by discarding the Prince. See, this is what I get for waiting to resolve the Sekka's Light until a little bit later, because you do allow yourself to dig a little bit deeper into your deck to find some more combo pieces, you know, draw into them later with Sekka's Light, I should say. So this will be Chainlink 2, Chainlink 1. I'm going to add Abyss Mander off of the Teus, because we can get that in the grave with Swap Frog, and then we will revive the Dragoons with Prince. So we'll have 3 Waters engraved. If you sort of see where this is going, you know where it's going. It's definitely shaping up to be a lot better of a hand than I thought it would be, simply due to some good draws and waiting to use that Sekka's Light till a little bit later on. Now, so a lot of you guys might be asking why I switched to the Sekka's Light version. I didn't want to, but the way I was playing the build and the way I wanted to play it, you know, going second synchro heavy, seeing more monsters was just becoming more of a priority. Cards like Gamma Seal, soon to be Ash, just other cards like the Deshudo engine, digging deeper for those engine cards, was just proving to be better playing Sekka's Light. So I think that's what the build was originally missing. I was convinced I needed the spells like Called By and 1-for-1 and Moray, but I think going forward, and watch me in a month, I'll change back to the other version. But for now, I'm really content on the way this is. So now we will link the Prince and the Dragoons away for a copy of Mastar Boy, the one and only faithful Mastar Boy. And we will special summon Moulin Glacier over here. We're going to take 2 cards out of their hand. And at this point, we'll special summon Swap Frog, activate Swap Frog's effect to send Ronin Toad into the graveyard. Now I'm sure most of you see where this is going to go at this point. I will bounce Swap Frog back, special him again by discarding Gamma Seal, because we don't really need Gamma Seal at this point. We'll send a Swap Frog to grave. So we have a pretty loaded graveyard. Abyss Mander's in there, and we have a VFD and Toad play. That's very nice to see. So here we'll use Swap Frog, banishing the, banish Swap Frog for Ronin Toad, I should say. Then we will just go ahead and overlay for this weird thing, and we'll banish Abyss Mander. Increase the levels each by 2. I wanted to play number 38 because we could overlay with the Moulin Glacier and still have a decent play to make. And that way we don't have to worry about losing our next battle phase to this thing dying. But I think for the time being, VFD will do just fine. So our first test hand, 4 going first, ending on VFD Toad with a Sekka's Light in hand. And theoretically, for turn, we are drawing an Aqua Spirit, which is not bad. Alright, so I pile shuffled real fast. Now, I'll draw the first 5 cards to see if we would have any hand traps or things of that nature to potentially slow our opponent down going what they're going first play. And speak of the devil, there it is, the forehead beam. So we'll draw first 5 cards right there. So theoretically, this is a really good going second hand to start, because in our first 5 cards we do see Ash Blossom, Prince, Swap Frog to bait out any other negations with a Megalo in hand. And if we did have to go first, this hand easily ends on Moulin Trish with just this card in hand, this card in hand, this card in hand, and any other water, which we did meet that requirement. And we'll draw into, for turn, basically, we're just drawing into another Prince. So that really doesn't change our plays too much. So yeah, basically what I'll do for this hand is play it out how I would go first and how I'd go second with the 6 cards. So I'll remember that we were top decking the Neptibus for a turn, and we'll just play this out like I would if we were going first. So we'll summon Megalo by discarding Dragoons and the Swap Frog. Then we'll add a copy of Deep Sea Diva and a copy of Moulin Glacier. Just a quick 3-card hand loop for going first. No Gumblar required. The deck's been able to hand loop on its own way before links were even a thing. So at this point, we'll normal summon this. Now, if they have a hand trap for that, that's a bit unfortunate, but oh well, you can't win them all. Extra normal summon here for Prince and Dragoons, and we are going to add Dragoons, but we're not going to. Yeah, we're going to add Dragoons off this, and since we already added Moulin, we can add pretty much any other card at this point, and we'll make it different. Any other Sea Serpent, yeah, because we send Dragoons, add Dragoons off this, and then we get to add another Sea Serpent. I'll just add a copy of Prince to follow up with, per se, Then here, we will link these into Tatsunoko, because I'm playing Tatsunoko again now, because I love Tatsunoko to death. One of my favorite cards. Then we'll summon Moon Glacier, because we do have 5 engrave over here. And then we will just synchro using one of our cards from hand. That's 9 right there, and then we'll go into Dragon, the Ice Barrier, just like that. And they're down 3 cards total, and we still have 2 cards left in hand. Not too bad. So now, if I recall, our opening hand was Prince, Dragoons, Megalo, Ash Blossom, and Swap Frog. We were drawing a Prince per turn, so we'll just go ahead and set this up again. I hope this is the hand that I believe we were opening with. I'm pretty sure it is. So we got to find that Prince again that we were drawing. I'll reshuffle. I'll just leave this extra Prince here. That is what we were drawing. I mean, again, it really doesn't make too big of a difference at the end of the day. We'll still play it out. So we'll just shuffle the rest of the deck. The Prince on top that we were drawing for turn. All right, so we're right back to where we were. Theoretically, if they had a play, we would have ashed it, so we'll just put that in grave. Doesn't make too big of a difference for what we're trying to do. So going second, I prioritized trying to get to Deep Sea Diva first, in all honesty. Something we could do is start with a Swap Frog play and discard like this, then Ronin, bring this back, discard the Megalo, summon this, and then go for Ronin, and then go into Toad. Because Toad can block hand traps for us, and then if we need to later, we can just link the normal summon Prince that we have with the swap, or the Totally Awesome. Link those, add back a Dragoons to make more plays with, so that is another way you can play around hand traps. It's just by using the Frog Engine to your advantage when going second. It's something I've done in the past, and this works to great effect. So yeah, speaking of prioritizing Deep Sea Diva, so we'll start with Megalo, discarding these two to add a Sea Serpent. So we're playing the Sekka build, we don't have to worry about this getting ogred or anything of that nature. We could chain link block the Dragoons by doing Prince 2-1, summon this, Dragoons activates, and then of course we add hand. Then we'll normal summon the Diva, and now we will summon out the Infantry, normal summon the Prince, using Prince's effect here. Other effect to send Dragoons, add Dragoons, and a copy Megalo. We don't really need to worry about setting up Moon Glacier here, since we, going second, they probably don't have 5 cards in their hand to begin with. They've exhausted pretty much a lot of the good cards already. To establish their first turn field, we hopefully were able to stop one of them if they didn't have Called by the Grave. So here, we could do, that's 3, that's 7, that's 9. We could Trish again with this hand if we wanted to, but we could also go into, let's see, that's 2, that's 6, 7. We could synchro into a 7 and go for the Yazi play. So I actually want to do that. So let's synchro into a 7. Let's put this in attack position. Might need a tribute for Megalo at some point. So theoretically, they have at least 1 card on their field for the Yazi to go through, activate, destroy a card. Then this will activate, and we'll summon out the Mermail from our deck. My favorite seahorse. I love this card, whether it's in my hand or not. You just gotta learn to embrace the Mermail, whether he's in your hand or not. You know, you just gotta love him, because if you love him, he'll love you back, right? At least I hope that's how that works. So Mermail's here, and now we have a level 2 on field, so we could drop 2 tokens. That'll drop him down to a 5. And then we could go into a Mastar Boy with those. So he's still at level 5. And so that'd be 7. We could drop him 2 more levels, or 1 more level, I should say, to a 4. That'd be 4, 5, 6, 7. That could go into a Quantum Dragon. Or we could summon this Megalo. And or we could put this in attack. There's like literally so many things we could do here. I apologize for not playing through everything like a robot. So yeah, summoning. This is our 3rd and final token that we can summon for the turn. Dropping down to level 4. Megalo can do 1 of 2 things. Tribute this away for a second attack. Or we could link this away for a Link Karibo or something. Main thing, we just need this zone open, because if we go for this to level 4, we can single for a 6, either go Coral Dragon or Brionic. But one thing I'm thinking about is trying to set up with the maybe a Christian Quarion Gandrix play, because if this is a 4 and we summon out, we get a way to summon the Lapis Dragon, that would be 5, 6, 7, 8. We could go for White or a Whale as well. There's tons of different options. Theoretically, we've cleared one card on their field. So actually, I'm not going to summon this final token. So he's still at level 5. What I want to do now is summon this other Megalo, discarding the Swap Frog. We're not going to use the Swap Frog here. Then we're going to add Lapis Dragon, like that. And we will summon a token, make him level 4, that's 5, 6, 7. Or we don't have to summon a token, we can just summon this here. That's 7 right there. Go into Cyber's Quantum Dragon, like that, and then effect summon another token. Here, one of the Megalos tributes it, for a double attack, so those are both at 29. So we've cleared a card. This is attacking twice in theory, because if the first thing it attacks, it'll bounce, then it can make another attack in a row. 29, 29, 29, 19. And if all of that isn't enough afterwards, we have another way to sort of block some of their other plays. via Gaios, which is a nice play to follow up with. Our whole field is being protected from targeting or battle, or targeted by battle as well, because of the Quantum Dragon. Like I said, there's literally tons of different things we could have done there. We could have done, like, Coral Dragon. Like, there's so many different ways to play that out there, but I just wanted to go into another level 7. Unfortunately, the Mermail still has to sit here, but if they don't clear it next turn, we can use it again for more plays. So that's it for that hand. We'll go and do another one. Hold up here again. Let's just do a going second hand again, then we'll go back to going first. We'll just alternate them every now and then. So we do Mermail, Gamma Seal, Sekka's Light, Ronin, and Swap Frog. So that's our hand during our opponent's first turn play, and then we'll draw our 6th card. Obviously, we did have to go first. We could make probably a Toad play or something along that line. But here, we'll start with the Prince, like I said, because I want to save the Sekka's Light after we deck then a little bit to try to draw in some better cards. We will send Dragoons, and of course, add the classic Dragoon Megalo. And here we'll also special summon Swap Frog by discarding Ronin Totem, in effect to stitch the swap from deck. Just like that. We could also have started our turn with the Swap Frog play to again bait out any effect Valors, Ash Blossoms, things of that nature. That's one thing we could have. Literally, I bait out any sort of negation with Swap Frog first. Sort of a decoy most of the time. So now we'll play our free draw 2, drawing to Destrudo and Aqua Spirit here for going second. We have a Gamma Seal as well, so if we're playing against Striker, we give them this card. We give a lot of decks this card, and they're down one powerful monster. We have the Mermail in hand though, so we have to use the Sekka's Light to put this back into our deck, and hopefully we don't draw into it, because that is something that has happened quite a few times, and I really hope it doesn't happen here. Shuffle. I'm showing you guys that I'm not like staging this, randomly shuffling here. Shuffle, 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 and then one random cut here. And draw. We drew into Teus. Okay, I was worried for a second that I was actually going to draw into the Mermail. For Teus, these cards, these cards. Alright, so that's like all, like a lot of really good stuff. So, assuming we don't need to Gamma Seal them, I would probably bounce this back and try to make a different, try to make a little bit different play here. But we don't really need to. We can basically just do Teus, discard Dragoons, and add Gund, and let's add a copy of Infantry. Because we don't need to add a Prince here, because this is just going to get tributed anyways. Or we could link this away and add a Prince instead. Because we do have a Destrudo play. Like, there's so many plays we have here. I'll just add a copy of Neptunus for that reborn of a level 4, or an Atlantean out of grave, I should say. Then we'll link these two away. Go right into my Star Boy because we need some extra attack points here. Then let's go ahead and this gun is I'm saying, like, we could have linked the Teus away and left the frog on board. Yeah, let's link the Teus away, leave the frog on board. That way we have an opportunity to make like a totally awesome or something later, because we do have a Ronin and a swap engrave already. So now let's do the Megalo play, discarding the Gund and the Prince. We'll revive 2 out of grave, the Teus and the Dragoons. Now we're starting to get pretty low on monsters at this point. We could, like I said, make a Toad. We could make a Dweller. Could make a rank 7. We could go into a level 7 Synchro. There is just like almost endless amounts of things to do. We could use Megalo Effect to tribute this to add the Lapis Dragon, special summon that, make a level 7 that way, and then summon Aqua Spirit, make another level 7 via Yazi, go into Mermail, make Coral Dragon. Like, there are just tons of plays right now. So I think what I'm going to do is, before I lose my mind, I will go ahead and bounce the Swap Frog back to my hand. So in theory, I'm saying let's say this Gamma Seal gets to stay in our hand. Obviously, if we needed to, we could have dropped it on them, and at that point I would probably still bounce the swap to hand just to clear some space, because the Toad we don't really need. That'd be something maybe we could follow up with afterwards, and we'd probably have an extra water in our hand anyways to make other plays with, to discard to get it back on the field to complete that Toad. So let's go ahead and summon Aqua Spirit, and let's banish a copy of Gund. Let's go put that over there. Now we'll use Deshudo, target that. Link, or not link, but synchro rather. A copy of Mermail. I'm looking at my extra deck for Mermail. It should be there. And it's a shame we didn't open up Sea Archiver, because I'm playing Sea Archiver again. Big surprise. So let's go. Or no, did I go into Yazi? I didn't even go into Yazi. Hold up, I'm skipping a step. Yazi hits the field, blow up a card, then we summon this. Okay. Skipping an entire step. Now we could use Megalo to tribute the Dragoons to add another card. Card to maybe just discard off this. But let's go ahead and summon a token in attack position. Megalo tribute. Summon another token. Now it's down to a 5. Now we can make a 6, which is what I was aiming for. So now we got a 6 on board. We have Coral Dragon. We have a double attack Megalo here. We could go into Leo for another monster, or we could go into a level 8, so we could special summon this Toad here, the swap. Use Swap's effect, send another card. We'll put that third and final Swap Frog into the grave. We could have also discarded a card to destroy something off of the Coral Dragon as well. But anything that, you know, we wouldn't have destroyed already is going to get destroyed now with the White Aura Whale coming out right there. Then we'll draw a card. Draw into Sekka's Light. That's fine. Not a bad card to draw. And now we have lots of damage on board. We have lots of damage. That's 29. Attacking twice. This is at 33. This is at 23. This is at 22, that's at 19, and again, same thing applies afterwards. The Gaios play to follow up. Literally, it all depends. Like, for these second plays, there's like so many options. There's so many options to do, because we like so many synchros to go into. Orion plays we could have probably made. Like, it just, the list goes on. Alright, so I'm shuffling up here just for this last going first hand, or maybe we'll do another of each after this, first and second. So we're shuffled here. Go ahead and draw into our opening hand of 5 cards. We draw into Gamma Seal, Deshudo, Dragoons, and Prince. So same thing here. I'm going to start with Prince, sending the Dragoons, adding Dragoon, Megalo. I usually just add those two to start, because it's never bad to have a Dragoon and a Megalo in your hand, especially when you have any other water. And same thing here, we'll just discard these two. Get 2 more searches of Mooling Glacia and Neptibus. We could also grab, per se, I want to grab Lapis Dragon here, but it's just not the right moment. Lapis Dragon has its place, but right here is not that place. So let's just grab a copy of Prince then, shall we? Grab a copy of Prince. Because again, if we draw into like Teus and Swap Frog off of this Sekka's Light play again, we're in a pretty good spot. Let's deck, play Sekka's Light, draw into 2 more cards. We drew into double Teus. Alright. Let's go ahead and put one of them back with the Sekka's Light. I was gonna say, we can keep this Destrudo in hand because we can use this to our advantage here, turn 1, to make a Quantum Dragon or a Yazi. Which is a decent card for our opponent to have to worry about because it prevents card effects to go through on ours, you know, preventing from targeting, things of that nature. We'll draw into another Destrudo. That's pretty crazy. Okay, so we have double Destrudo now. That's not too big of a problem, right? So either link here to get Moulin live, or we could summon Teus, discarding the Prince. Then Prince obviously be Chainlink 1 and the Teus 1. Summon that out of grave. And we could go Yazi, or not Yazi, Destrudo target this. That'd be a 7-9. Part of me, like I said, wants to go for the Destrudo play, but I feel like going first, the priority should be Moulin. Unless we know we're playing against like a Burning Abyss deck, then otherwise you probably don't want to do that. But here, we could just link away this into like Link Karibo, and that gives us some room to still use the Destrudo. But then again, we can't really take advantage of the Destrudo play, or go into a level 7 afterward. And we don't have another way to discard this Mander. I guess I should have put back the other Destrudo instead of the other Teus. Because that way I could link away like Teus and the... Yeah, let's go... Instead of putting back the other Teus, let's put back the other Destrudo. I think that's just a smarter thing to do. Because the Teus, or the Destrudo is a hard one per turn, the Teus is not. The search effect is obviously, but... you can still summon it more than once, which is nice. So we will link the... Actually, no, we need to summon the other Teus first. Summon the other Teus, discard the Mander. Then we'll link Teus and a Prince for a Mistar Boy right here. Use this here on this. Yeah, before we synchro, first actually, banish this to summon the Mooling Glacia over... No, we would need to use the Teus that was here, my bad. We would summon the Mooling Glacia here, then do the Destrudo play, and then we synchro for a Cyber's Quantum Dragon. Or a Yazi. Again, it depends what we're playing. I'm going to go for the Quantum Dragon here. And these are already level 9s, so then we can just do this. BFD, Quantum, Mooling Glacia, Mistar Boy with a Gamma Seal in hand next turn, and of course top decking that pesky Mare. What are you going to do? So that's it for that. Going first hand, played out a little differently. Synchros, Ixies, and Links all being made. Pretty cool. Let's go ahead and finish this video up with one more going second hand. Right, so I pile shuffled here, so hopefully we have some nice draws here for this last test hand. The video probably went a little long. I apologize for that, but wanted to test out this new camera, and I also wanted to test out this build a little bit more and figure I might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone, so to speak, and get a video out of it as well. So let's go ahead and draw into our last hand here. Again, I'll stop with the first 5 to see theoretically if we would have had any interruption for our first turn play. We did not. No Ash Blossom, so let's just proceed into our 6th card. Second copy of Sekka's Light. This card just loves me today. We're going to have to use this right off the bat because I don't want to put away... I don't want to go for like the Swap Frog to deck then because we'd have to discard the Mermail, and I want to put that back in the deck. So let's go ahead and use this over here. and put the Mermail back in and bless my draws here that we don't draw into them again. If we do, I think I might actually cry. I think I might actually shed a few tears because of that. The odds just have to be so incredibly low. Top deck, okay, thank God. Alright, so we drew into heavy infantry, which isn't the greatest. We don't have any discards to get this bad boy going, to get Deep Sea Eva out. There's just something missing here. Something missing. We'll start with the swap. Normal summon? Yeah, we'll start with a swap, normal summon. And then the discard, or yeah, swap, normal, discard. No, this would stay in our hand. This just gets to send one. Then we'll bounce this back via its own effect, special summon it, send the Ronin from our hand, and send another swap frog. We have the whole frog engine out of our deck, which is nice. And we could bounce back this Birdman to our hand, or bounce back the swap frog, I should say, back to our hand with Birdman to be able to use it again if we weren't able to get all of our frog cards to the graveyard. But there's still a really cool play we can do here. Actually, this would have required to me not having normal summoned the frog, so instead of being able to do that special summon, we're going to start by special summoning, discarding the Ronin, and sending swap. So let's put this extra swap back in the deck. It's all trial and error here. I apologize for that little take back there. What I'm doing here, I'm testing things out. Gonna have a few take backs here and there. So yeah, swap frog gets special by discarding the Ronin, and then swap sends swap. That's good. Now we can normal summon. Normal summon, additional summon. And since we got that extra normal summon, I almost want to bounce back the Dragoons here for the Birdman. Then we can use the Destrudo to target the heavy infantry or the Birdman. That's 7, that's 8, 9. Then we can make Christian Quarry and Gandrax to banish up to 3 monsters from their field or grave. Or we can just use this, target this to, or the infantry rather, to make Yazi. And since we are going second here, Yazi theoretically should be live with them having at least one card on their field for us to just... Yazi will go through. Hopefully. Then we'll summon Mermail, the card that we luckily weren't able to draw again. And now we can summon some tokens. I think right off the bat we have to go for 2 tokens to get into a Mastar Boy. So we'll drop it down to a level 5. Double token for Mastar Boy. Put that right there. We could summon another token to drop it down to a level 4. But I think at this point, there's a couple other things we could do. In theory, I was thinking about being able to maybe bounce this back again because we haven't done that yet. To special summon it by discarding the Dragoons, sending another swap to the grave. We could bring out Ronin, go for a totally awesome. Or we could just instead here, summoning this 3rd token, synchro all of these together because we got 4, a 3, and a 2 for 9. And we could go for Christian Quarry and Gandrax, and we get to banish up to 3. We get to banish 3 monsters from their hand, or from their field or graveyard. And that's pretty much it. That was a unoptimal, just not optimal at all hand. This is not going to be banished at all. But we were able to clear a card with Yazi, and then clear a few more cards with Christian Quarry and Gandrax, cards from their grave or anything left over on their field. Could have possibly popped a back row with Yazi. And we have swap plays in grave, so we could potentially maybe summon this back out and just wall up for next turn. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for how that would play out. And we're drawing Tejas next turn with Sekka's Light. And keep in mind, if this dies, this gets to summon any monster that's banished. So potentially we could bring back Birdman back, or anything we banish from them. And then if this dies, we get to add back a card as well. So we're not in too bad of a spot. We could also just link this away for a Link Karibo for some added protection at the end of the day. We're drawing Tejas for turn, so that's not too bad as well with Sekka's Light. So that's going to be it for this combo video. I want to do a mix of going first and second, both very different play styles when going first and second. One is more build a board, defensive. The other is more aggro through synchros. Yeah, mainly just synchro plays when going second, and Ixie's plays going first. Could also be Ixie's and synchro plays going first, like we saw in the one hand. But yeah, this build I think is moving in a bit of a better direction. It's still not final with it yet, and is probably going to change a little bit more as time goes on. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like. Don't forget to check out Imperium Duelist for some awesome sleeves and play mats and things of that nature. Follow me on Twitch, join Discord, Facebook and Twitter, all of those things. Much love, guys. Much appreciated. Hope you enjoyed. As always, and we'll see you in the next one.